Now down under to Australia, electrical ferocity is the only way to describe these images here. When you're getting 10,000 lightning strikes in an hour, some places registering 45,000 lightning strikes in a single hour, I don't even know how really to quantify something like this. So for an example, this is a 3-second exposure, and this is how much lightning was captured on that frame. This is from the outback, normally dry areas, tendril lightning bolts, sunset, purple plasma in the skies. This one's over Cyprus as well, but you can see how they match each other with this type of electrical intensity. So it's not just in the northern hemisphere, but it's also happening in the southern hemisphere at the same time. Back to Australia, midnight skies lit up. Sunset over Queensland. And there is one result with all of this. Record rain wreaking havoc across Queensland, affecting food supplies no less. I've been talking about food supplies being affected by the grand solar minimum since I began this channel. And we're starting to see these chip away of our grain supply, our wines, fruits and vegetables through these last 2 years, but it's starting to ramp up right now. Looking at the cloud cover here, Eastern Australia shows you where the rain totals are with the record rains, but how much rain really came down. In Bundaberg, the previous record was 281 millimeters. 1953, right now, 533 millimeters. Harvey Bay, 1987 old record, 208 millimeters. This storm, 403 millimeters. And you can see these totals are being doubled. But what was the result of that? These giant earthworms ascending because they were flooded out from 100 feet in depth below the ground. Now I thought this was a snake at first. It was such a large creature. Sure enough, SOT's carrying the story. Australian woman captures gigantic earthworm after torrential rains. And I said, no, this really can't be true. So I went over and sure enough, News 7 in Brisbane picked it up as well. Giant earthworm captured. Now this is where we need to collectively take a stance as a human race. Can we dim the sun to combat global warming? Searching through the news feed, there's 194,000 entries on this, and it covers all the mainstream news media, yet there's only a very, very, very small handful of people that are actually in control of this program. They put the only drawback is making the oceans too acidic. They already say that the experiments are already underway in the US as well. When we look at long-term averages over the millennial cycles, we can see that our time frame right now far cooler than the medieval warming period, as well as anything back 3,000-4,000 years ago. When we look at long-term averages over the millennial cycles, we can see that our time frame right now far cooler than the medieval warming period, 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 as well as anything back 3,000-4,000 years ago. Yet somehow we need to now cool our planet with spray in the sky. The volcanoes are taking care of it on their own. There's 40 plus erupting volcanoes on our planet due to the grand solar minimum. And when we take a look at the regular 11-year ebb and flow of intensity in our sun's output, internally combusting star doesn't explain this. The electric universe, that's a subject for an entirely different video. When we're looking at cycles, what causes glaciation? What causes it to recede? What causes many ice ages? All the way down to the French-Spanish border, that was Arctic tundra. So you can see our climate's a naturally changing ecosystem. October 30th and 31st, significant snow, high impact Arctic winds, Arctic air, and high impact snows. Let's dissect that down a little bit. Western Canada, that Arctic loop that you see there, was a remnant of a typhoon that started all the way down in the Central Pacific, worked its way up past Japan, past the Kamchatka Peninsula, up into the Arctic, and now is swirling back, literally doing a round trip in the northern hemisphere. Blast of Arctic air. David Dilley called this so well, talking about more ice in the Arctic ice cap, and we would expect intense polar fronts coming down starting this year right now. And we look at the Arctic air coverage over all of Canada and pulling so far south down to Florida, got a freeze warning. Well, in British Columbia, Western Canada, Fort St. John, all-time record snowfall for this time of the year. Depth, 1.5 feet. Their last recorded, 3 inches. That's literally 5.5 to 6 times the average, depending on where this was measured. You see that light gray? That's 50 centimeters. That is almost 2 feet. Now, Vancouver, not really well known for getting snowfalls anyway. Even late in the season, January, February, it just doesn't snow. It's surrounded by warmer waters. Snow is going to be coming there in the next couple days. Far more than a trace. They're actually talking about significant snowfalls on Vancouver Island. As we go out through the next few days and what has been measured so far, this is record snowfall. Anywhere you're seeing these grays and light grays, record snowfall. Saw what happened? Record snow across Minnesota, breaking the records all the way back to 1933, 1919, 1925. Yet somehow nobody blinks an eye and even mentions this very much, except in the local media where this event happened. Now, looking out at the temperature gradient here, you realize where it says Winnipeg, that's the border from Canada and the United States. Look how cold that is. This is Celsius degrees. 32 Fahrenheit equals 0 Celsius. But when we're pushing down at minus 20 C, and it's not even November when these temperatures were recorded, something is amiss. And it's not limited to Western Canada. This is a huge list of temperature records broken in the east coast of the U.S. and Canada as well. And then we got lake effect snow interrupting Halloween in New York. And then over in Buffalo, which is a lake effect area anyway, snow's already dropping. Hailstorms and thunderstorms in Ontario blanketing the ground with white. Yet somehow they think we need to dim the sun to cool down the planet when it's already doing a very good job on its own, and we are entering a grand solar minimum. I think this is a grand distraction. I think this program that you see up in the sky live right now is cosmic radiation management to mitigate the amount of galactic cosmic rays penetrating our atmosphere. We don't need to dim the skies. We need to start thinking about our food production. We don't need to dim the skies. We need to start thinking about our food production. We don't need to dim the skies. We need to start thinking about our food production.
Peace and love to all the queen goddesses, to all the beautiful, lovely star seeds, to all my fellow king gods who see the God in me. I see you. I love you. I hope you enjoyed that presentation. Furthermore, that underlines my point as I stated to you before. All the countries that enslave the God of humanity, which is the black woman, every last race, the Arab, the Asian, and the European man, every last one of them, their countries, their militaries, their people are all going back under ice. For all those that want to use the Mandela effect and talk about how it's not no ice is coming, explain that to me then. I love this guy. I respect this guy's work right here. He crushes climate change in their asses. Must understand two things. The sun and the water is what controls the weather inside this dome, which is an electric magnetic field. And the reason why you see all those lightning strikes, particularly in Europe, Japan, North Korea, is because, again, that's where our sky family is moving into. They are changing the magnetic field at the South Pole and at the North Pole. As I said to you before, the magnetic field is nothing but a big ball. They call it a glass dome. It's just the whole universe and every planet in it is ran off electricity. 72 to 75% of your body is made of water. Your brain sits in 85% water. The number one conductor of electricity is water. The planet, 75% is water. You are greatness, my people. All of this shit that they doing currently right now, this fake war between North Korea and Donald Trump, all of this is to keep you from the dark. Keep you in the dark from your greatness. All of the chemtrail spraying, look how much they are spraying to keep you from looking at what's up in the sky above you. Look at all the trickery that they're doing. All of this is a global. Listen to me, black woman. Listen to your star seed right here. Listen to me, my fellow King God. Listen to me. This is a global collusion. A global collusion to keep the black woman, the God of humanity, and her star seeds in the dark. Everyone knows of our greatness. You can't go up a place on this globe and they don't bow to you, my people. In particular, the black woman. In particular, right now. Nature, spirit, energy is speaking loud. They see the red sun. They see the red iron oxide dust. Let's get out of the regurgitating the dead and let's talk about the present and the future. Because this is greatness right now. Our people that build the pyramids, our great ancestors who built the pyramids, wish they were physically walking at this time to witness this great change, to witness this evilness and this beast from the core of the earth to the surface of the earth be removed. Every last one of you, for the treachery that has been done and still continuously to this day. Do I want to learn your laws? I don't want to know your laws, but it's only one law, and that's universal law. Longest whatever I'm doing is not infringing on anyone else. I should be able to choose to be whatever I want to be and do whatever I want to do, long as I'm not infringing that on anyone else. And that is universal law. And this entity and the creations, the Arab, the Asian, and the European man, and their creation have forced their satanic laws onto the righteous people of this earth. And now it's all coming to an end. Every last bit of it is coming to an end. I refuse to allow me to breathe breath on this beautiful, loving planet, Mother Earth, and not speak the truth in the age of Aquarius. Righteousness tell the truth no matter who it offends, even if it offends himself. Righteousness walk down the path. This is one of the reasons why I respect Adapt 2030. Food supply is getting cut short. See, our Sky family know exactly what they're doing. Like I said to you months ago, first come the rain with the tsunamis and the mudslides. And the earth is the little small earthquakes so it can loosen up the titanic plates. And the lava is flowing underneath. And then it's going to be one huge earthquake. The volcanoes are going to ignite. It's already volcanoes igniting right now. The ash is going to go up and it's going to block out the sun. It's going to block out the sun. And and that's where the cold is going to come. See, like I said, 12,000 years of ice is coming. The government, every one of them, your governments, has met their fate. Why would Baraka sneak out to Antarctica? Why would John Kerry go out there 2 to 3 times? Why would the Pope go out there? What, they praying to the ice? Huh? If you read the book, if you do any research or read the book about the Book of Enoch, they talk about Satan is buried in the ice in Antarctica. What are they talking about? Who is Satan? If you do the research on Luton, Satan is mean light bringer. Out from darkness come light. Like I said to you, my people, you're God and Satan all in one. You choose to be what you want to be. Sometimes you got to use the devil's work. Sometimes God got to use the devil to do his work. And I give you a prime example of that. If someone is coming up to you to harm you and your family, you're going to do everything in your power to defend your family. That's not godly. Would be just standing there like a sheep and not let anything happen to him and just hope this person just, stop pounding on him. But sometimes you got to dig in your left pocket and say, listen, I got to defend mine. So they playing with your intellect with Satan and God. No, you have a heart. You come directly from the cosmos. We automatically think godly. We automatically think peace and love and harmony. We automatically think that this oppressor has tried to push its opensities on us, and we still haven't reached anywhere near the level that this oppressor has done to us. My queen, my sister, the God of humanity, the only way that they could break us was you. The only way. They had to separate you from the divine one, which is the universe, which is feminine energy. Once they separated you from that, then they had to separate you from sister love, from you and your sister. And after they separated you from you and your sister love, because there's no more you and your sister love like it used to be. After they separated that, then they separated you and your starseed, you and your creation. So now you look for everything outwardly. The new phone, the new boots, the new hair, the new eyelashes, the new nails, the new designer clothes. You look for everything out to be created when you are creating evolution, when you are the creator. There is nothing new. They can't create shit without you. Everything is a replica of you and your star seeds, my queen. Everything. They have had us bamboozled, but they had to bamboozle you first. This is why you've been underneath so much tyranny. I mean, Jesus couldn't scratch the surface on what they have done to you. But now it is all coming to an end, my people. I love you. I love you all sincerely with every ounce in this vessel. The two videos that I'm going to play at the end. The first video is that I was out. Listen, I just started recording a chemtrail plane, right? Now, I thought I was recording listen, it's a chemtrail plane or it's something up there that's spraying out chemicals. But however, the dust is dissipating. It's not staying up there. And then something told me to turn towards the sun. So as I turn towards the sun, you should see how your sky family just moving fast past through there. And I'm going to take screenshots and show them to you as well. But this one particular spacecraft, about 56 seconds in, came across slow and then just a little slow and then boom, right past. So when you watch my videos, turn all the lights out and so you can and turn your brightness up on your screen so you can see it. I show you nothing but the truth, my people. At the bottom of the sun is the green planet, which is the heart chakra. What is your green? What is your heart? It means peace and love. That's at the 6 o'clock position. I showed you already that was at the 11 o'clock position. If you look behind the sun, you see the sun or that fake flashlight up there. When I zoom in, you see the back of it is a high indigo color. That is the natural color of our sky right now. Blue is an illusion. Our natural color is purple. We are in our higher self and everything is being transformed back to where it used to be. The second video I'm going to show you is that I'm here in Philadelphia on the East Coast now. They cannot hide this system no more. It's all breaking down. I was coming home from work early in the morning and look at what I caught. The two suns rising. And it's not even rising. The sun does not rise in the east and it doesn't set in the west all the time. It actually rises in the south and the southeast and sets in the northwest. So you should just check this out. The suns rise and set at a different place every day. Almost every day, my people. I'm not going to say every day. Almost every day. It doesn't rise directly in the east and sets in the west no more. That is out of the question because our binary twin, Ra, has returned. Peace and love to all my queen goddesses, to all my beautiful, lovely star seeds, to all my fellow king gods who see the God in me. I see y'all. I love you. We are no longer regurgitating the dead. We are talking about the present and the future. Remember, our ancestors carved this inside of the pyramids with this great time that we are in right now. We should not be waking up in any kind of misery or pain. At this particular time, if you are in misery, it's because you are still clinging on to this matrix world. You should only get what you need. All that stuff about what you want out there is all that shit is fictitious. All that shit is to keep you in a trap box. Instead of staying in this box and being trapped and you can't move around, go back to the pyramids. So that way you can raise your energy back to the sky, back to the universe, back to where you came from. Greatness, my people. I love you. I love you. Peace and love. Oh, there it is. Chemtrail, man. You see that? But it's not staying up there in the air. You understand? Like it's dissipating at the end. This is definitely a plane that's letting something out, or something letting something out of it. And that's a plane. What is it hiding up there? What is it? Phase now. I'm trying to phase out. I see the green planet at 6 o'clock. As you can see. I love you, my people, man. We are going into light at the end of this tunnel, my people. There is light, Queen God of humanity. There is light at the end of this tunnel. There is no way that you should be waking up. There is no way you should be waking up in heartache. There is no way that you should be waking up with agony and pain in your heart. No more. This evil entity and their time has come to an end, my people. I love you. Great rising to us. Great rising. This is our time. This is our time, my people. You see that? You see that? The government, they running out of tricks, people. They are running out of tricks. They are running the fuck out of tricks. I love you, my people. This is our time. All the lies, all the trickery has come to an end. All the deceit has come to an end. You see that? What you see over there? Tell me what you see. Tell me what you see.